Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back doing a best of one Wilds of Eldraine draft. Rare is Tale for the Ages. Obviously works really well with the rolls in this format, so we could take that. I mean, you can just take all the cards that flow pretty nicely, like Protective Parents and stuff like that, and Tale for the Ages makes them all better. And I think red has a lot of rolls too. Otherwise, Back for Seconds, bargain. Get 2 creature cards from a graveyard to your hand. You can put 1 on the battlefield instead of your hand. That's good value. Taken by Nightmares. 4-mana exile a creature, and if you control enchantment, scry 2. That is really good removal too. Taken by Nightmares is less build around than Tale for the Ages. That's true. But I don't know. It's a rare. Go for the roll deck. I mean, it's certainly strong with the roll cards. +2/+2 is a big deal. We'll try it. If it doesn't pan out, so be it. Griffin. Well, this is we're on color with it. If you gain 3 or more life this turn, I forget how to gain. What are all the things for gaining life in this format? I'm kind of forgetting. I feel like I should know. Yeah, I could just take it. It is a throwback card. You're not going to see it much. Negotiator's great. Too early to take the mice. Yeah, we could try it. It's on color. For some reason, I'm just blanking on how to gain life. I mean, this does it, but I'm trying to think. There's got to be other ways to gain 3 or more life in a turn, right? Yeah, for some reason my mind's blanking, but I'm sure we'll run into the cards where it comes up. Shatter the Oath is pretty cool. It's another way to buff. So maybe black-white is where we're supposed to be. Ashiok's Reaper is really good too. I'm just taking the white card to go with the first pick. I don't know if these cards necessarily want to be in the same deck. Knightly Valor totally makes sense in a Tale for the Ages deck. So I could see that. It's playable removal, but you really don't want to play too many of them. Alright, this getting lifelink, that's a big deal. These two are a combo together, so that's cool. Archon's Glory, lifelink, more synergy. Cooped Up is some removal. But another throwback card. Knightly Valor is just so good with the Tale for the Ages, I think we just take it. It's a good card in general, too. You get 2 bodies out of it. Getting a Vigilance Dude is a big deal. I think it's worth trying here. So we'll take Valor, yeah. Other good cards in there too, but I'll take the Valor. All right, Hopeful Vigil. So it's an enchantment. It's not an enchanted creature, but it's still a good card. Moment of Valor is kind of versatile. We don't really have +1/+1 counter things. Could just take the Vigil. I know this card's good. 2-mana 2/2 Vigilance is good. You get to scry 2 when it dies, and you get all the enchantment value stuff on top of that. So I think we just take it. It's a good card. Continue to cut white. Another Griffin. Well, I mean, it's cheap enough I could go for it. Then we really go deep on gaining life, which would probably be, yeah, Lookout is great for that too. This isn't an aura, but it doesn't matter. Let's take the Griffin. Let's see if we can gain some life here. I'm thinking it's got to be black and green are the best support colors for gaining life, I'm guessing. Repercussion's fun. That was the last deck I did. Armoring Mice is on color. Here we go. The food. How could I forget about the food? Of course. I feel so silly now. All right, let's just take the Witch. Because it comes in, you get a food. The Not Dead, after all, is actually pretty good with the Tale for the Ages. But at this point, with 2 Griffin, I'd almost rather just go for a food plan. There's got to be food in green as well. So we'll just see whatever one gives us more food, we'll go that route. Okay. As long as it has lifelink, as long as you control another fairy. But that's more for blue-black. Royal Roll. This is pretty cool. Hexproof plus Royal Roll. Yeah, that's good. This creates food though, so I could see doing this. And it's a choose to, so let's do that. This lets us fix as well, so maybe we can splash. I like it. I think it's good value. It makes sense with double Griffin Aerie, so. So Reindeer's pretty good in here too. Dark Tutelage, a little bit too dangerous for my taste. This Keep Guard's actually very good. And we have a ton of enchantments now, so this just makes sense in here. You get to scry a bunch potentially, and then it becomes a good inflatable effect later. So definitely worth taking here with the amount of enchantments we can end up getting. Tabby's pretty cool too, but we'll take the Keep Guard because we're not 100% sure what second color is just yet. So another black, I mean, we could take the Tabby now. You get rad tokens that can't block, but it can get Death Touch, which is nice. Or we could take the roll, still potentially go for the Tail for the Ages plan and break the spells playable too, but let's go for enchantments here. And actually the Young Hero roll is pretty good. Could take the Mice. Witch Stalker's an early blocker. Can also attack. Sugar Rush. Could take the Armory Mice. I don't love it, but it can trade. We basically just need to live now. Archon's Glory does make sense, but we're going to take the Guide because it's a little more permanent than the Glory. And I think we can get 2 permanents in one turn. Like even Return from the Wilds alone gives you a food and a human. That's 2. So anything that enters and gives you a food too, or gives you a roll. Plus then you get to attack with the Guide and immediately get to just trigger some Griffin Aeries. It's pretty good. I'm going to take the Candy Trail. It's actually just a good card in general, and it obviously synergizes with our 2 Griffin Aeries, so we want that. And then Plunge into Winter. I don't think it's going to make the deck, but we'll take it. And then last pick. Last pick, good red card, but we're not going that. All right, Decadent Dragon. It's a sweet card, but I think we've got a better plan going. Could take Greta, but it's a little splashy. Yeah, Up the Beanstalk's great, but we only have 1 5-drop currently. That's more for the blue-green deck. Could take the Knight. Feels pretty early to take Knight, though. I don't think we have enough tokens to do anything with Virtue. This also makes Royal Roll, but we probably still want to do something with white. So this is good with Enter the Battlefield effects. It feels way too early to take the Knight. I feel like just take the Up the Beanstalk because it's an enchantment that it also replaces itself. Yeah. It's just too good to not take here. But if you don't end up with any 5-drops, it's certainly worse. We have 1, like I said. All right, Princess takes flight, gains flying. This is a cool card. If you have a way to bargain it away, you can permanently exile. So I do like that. Oh, this is cool. It's only when you cast a spell that targets, though. So it only works with like combat tricks and stuff. But Lookout's going to be amazing here, right? How many auras do we have? We have 6 enchantments. We have Knightly Valor. Do we not actually have that many auras? It's whenever an aura enters a battlefield, so it even works with rolls too. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty excellent. It just synergizes with what we want to do, so I think it makes sense to take it here. The strong effect. I really like Collector's Vault too. This card's really strong. It's just not quite what we're doing. All right. Enters, tap a creature whenever you tap. Okay, this is more for the white-blue stun stuff. Reindeer's not bad. It's just we're not beat down. We're win through value deck. Grove's Bounty in green without being able to play the Otter. It's probably still fine. But we don't have that many creatures. I'd probably just take another Return from the Wilds. We've got to get all the food we can get. Yeah, food plus body. What we're looking for with double airy. Gutsy Explorer on the splash. I mean, I could splash it, but I don't think that's happening. You can gain life from this. Okay. It's also a steal effect. That's pretty good. Probably take another guide. Guide is too good with double airy to pass now, I think. So we'll go for that plan. We're just going to go all in on that, I think. Which is fine. I think it's a solid plan. That, and I'm still okay with the Tail for the Ages if we end up with enough rolls. So Ginger Brute, hard to go wrong with it. It can trade early, and then the gain life is obviously too important to pass up. I want the rolls too, but all this life gain is just going to be sweet. The Twins are great too. Really strong card, and we have like no removal in here. Well, so be it. Sneak Attack, wow. Guess I didn't realize that was in this format. Yeah, we're not going to be tapping their creatures so much, I don't think. So let's just take the Reindeer, which is a fine card, just not for us. Titanic Growth. I mean, only have 9 creatures. Crystal Grotto for splashing. Could take a Titanic Growth as a combat trick. Yeah. All right. It's like a fog effect. Toadstool Admirer. Yeah. Not really getting what we need here. I doubt I play Eerie Interference, but it's an uncommon combat trick, I guess. I just don't see saying... I think the Celebrant's actually good. If you have Enter the Battlefield effects, like I said, in particular, unfortunately, we really don't. Which makes it quite a bit worse, but I'll still take it. Season of Growth. Yeah, I mean, I wish we had more stuff that actually targeted. I think we're off the Sweet Tooth Witch plan. Don't need it. Another Reindeer. Just Otter going this late, huh? I mean, Grove's Bounty is cool. It's just we don't really have enough creatures to support it. Reindeer probably just makes more sense. Blue is definitely open. So I'll just pass the Fairy because we don't want to be in this deck anyway. Let's take the throwback card. Blue is certainly open. But we're not doing that plan. Fawn's Bane Troll. So I could splash this. You get a monster roll, so it still works with Tail for the Ages. And then it fights, so it's removal too. It's pretty good. It's a finisher that synergizes. We have 2 ways to splash for it at least. Potentially could still play the Witch. Otherwise, Vanguard's pretty sweet too. Blow up Artifact Enchantment, and you get a 6-mana 6/7 with upside. Cooped up is some Aura-based removal. Ginger Brute's obviously good. This thing fighting is a big deal though. But you do have to sack the Aura. Maybe it's not worth the splash then. I feel like probably taking the Vanguard even over the Cooped Up is ultimately the best plan. And then hope to wield a Ginger Brute. Just the overall value you get with that is crazy good. All right, this makes food and you can kill something. That's pretty good. Reaper is definitely good. Lightblade's good. Collector's Vault's amazing. I do love that card. Could see just taking the Hunter because it's a 5-mana 5/5 that makes it food at worst. And at best, on the splash, it can kill things. I do like the Reaper a lot, and we have a lot of enchantments. But you don't have to splash the Hunter, which I think makes it better. Plus, it's a 5-drop for the Beanstalk thing. That makes sense. Wow. If you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards in it, exile that many cards from the top of your library instead. Exile, create 2 Nightmares. If a card is put into exile this turn. So you make them bigger. It's pretty cool. I don't think we're going to splash it, though. And we kind of need the removal. It could take another Ginger Brute. That really does go off with Griffin area. I could see taking it. You'd have to sack on your turn for it. This also is probably just better because it makes food too. I'm going to take the Scavenger. I want the cooped up. I want removal, but with... I want to get all these Ginger... I want to get all this life gain. This is an aura, so it actually works with... yeah, that makes sense, actually. We could take the Sprawl. Splashes, too. This gives a roll, which is good. Another Vigil is not bad. This ramps, though. I mean, this jumps from... You get 3 drops on turn 2. It's pretty good, excellent. We'll take the Sprawl. It is Enchant Forest only, but that's okay. Knight of the Sweet's Revenge. So make the food. Foods can ramp. Yeah, we definitely want this. That's awesome. Great card. This gains life too. I'd want the Glutton as well. It does kind of make sense. Because once again we have the Up the Beanstalk. That's true. And you can cast it cheaper. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. Get one anyway? Well, that's a good reward. Yeah, now we'll take it. More food. Get a thing with a Young Hero roll. I don't think we quite have enough to make that go off anyway, so could just take the Savior. We have a lot of enchantments. There's Vigilance. Besotted Knight or Brave the Wilds. So this is cool because fixes too. Like we can probably run less lands if we do Brave the Wilds. But yeah, I would think I'll do that. Got the Ginger Brute back. Oh, well. 5 or greater. We have 4. That's not bad actually for the tracker. And it's got reach. Alright, I'll take it just because we probably can see another Ginger Brute here. We have a lot of ways to gain life, so I think we're okay without it. Another Plunge into Winter we don't need. I don't need with Commune with Nature. We got the Collector's Vault. It's pretty sweet, actually. I love this card. Collector's Vault really goes off. Alright. I like the deck. I think the plan is pretty good. We really didn't get much removal, but, you know, that's my own fault. I wanted more synergy cards over it. Overall, though, I do like the deck. I think it's good. Am I going to splash black in here? I doubt it. Unless I'm planning on killing them with Sweet Tooth Witch. That is an option. I mean, with 2 Return from the Wilds and Brave the Wilds, yeah, we could easily splash black. And then Gingerbread Hunter. So I have to find... And Collector's Vault, too. So we have all sorts of ways to splash. And Utopia Sprawl. Yeah. Do I even have ways to target for Season of Growth? At worst, it gives you when a creature enters Scry 1, which is actually pretty good. But actual targeting stuff, right now we have like Leaping Ambush, which I'm not even sure is going to make the deck. Brave the Wilds is cool. Definitely want to keep guard. Might cut the Mice. Cut the Plunge into Winter. It's not really removal anyway. Probably Tale for the Ages is not going to make the cut because I need actual auras for it. And right now all we have is Knightly Valor and maybe a roll or 2 somewhere. This is at least a 2-mana sorcery. Yeah, we don't have the... This is like a 1-drop sort of. We don't have the rolls to... So into the battlefield effects. So it does work with... You can return this and use Puny Snack again. Return Knightly Valor to get another Knight. Return this to gain more life. So Protective Parents, if I'm not doing a Tail for the Ages plan, which I don't think I am, Eerie Interference can leave. I think we can cut a Tail for the Ages. It's cute, but we've got cooler things going on here. I don't think we need Season of Growth. And then we probably don't need the Leaping Ambush. Definitely keeping the guides. Knight of Sweet's Revenge is pretty cool. I mean, we have enough ways to make food where I think it's good. It's an interesting card, at least. I took the Glutton over it, which I think I'm okay with, too. With Bargain, you have to sack Artifact, Enchantment, or Token. So we have the food tokens, technically, we can sack. They're supposed to be for Airy, but if you don't see Airy, it's a good plan. Up the Beanstalk is going to... I mean, it replaced itself alone, so there's no reason to not do it. Savior of the Sleeping. I mean, we do have a lot of enchantments. 7. Only 2 auras. Feels like I could cut it. I don't need the Reindeer too much. This is more for beatdown decks. It is a 3/4, but how many creatures do we have? 16? Wish I had more. But, I mean, Reindeer are kind of cool, but I think we can probably cut them and be okay. We only got 1 Ginger Brute, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. So Hopeful Vigil in this deck. It works with Keep Guard. And it works with... Oh, do I not have the auras to support Lookout? Yeah, because I don't have the rolls now, do I? That's true. I only have 2 auras, a Knightly Valor. That is going to be worse. You can see cutting the Lookout because of that now, which is a great card. It's just, we basically just have a Utopia Sprawl and a Knightly Valor, so it doesn't really make sense in here. It's basically a 3 mana 2/3 in this deck, so we probably have to cut it. These kind of count as creatures, not really, but for the purposes of this deck, buying time, maybe we need them. Maybe we cut the Titanic Growth because we're starting to get low on creatures. I guess Griffin is kind of a creature too. Does that leave us with any removal at all? Jeez. Not really. I guess Gingerbread Hunter. Still have to make 2 cuts? Jeez. This deck's been a real challenge. We probably can get away with 1 Swamp since we've got Sprawl, Double Return, and Collector's Vault. So we've got enough ways to get black. So I need to make 2 more cuts. If I cut the parents, I'm really starting to get down there on creatures, but I guess when you're banking on Griffin you do your best. Alright, so I have to make 1 more cut. Do I cut the Knightly Valor? I can't because it synergizes with Up the Beanstalk. Yeah. Too important to have our more expensive stuff in here. This deck's cool, it's just a little bit tricky. Oh, this is kind of a creature too. That's true. Although, to be honest, I kind of want to cut it, but that's all right. 13, so kind of 15 creatures if you count this as a creature, which you should. Maybe we cut the Savior of the Sleeping. It's not that it's a bad card, it's just... we really don't have enough enchantments, I think, to take that much advantage of it. And I'd rather just have a 2 mana 2/2 Vigilance with some random upside. I mean, they synergize together, but I don't have to splash Sweet Tooth Witch, but I like the extra food generation too, especially with Knight of Sweet's Revenge, and just the possibility of getting my opponent to the point where I can kill them with food. Possible win con. It is only a 3/2. I could get rid of the Celebrant instead, but returning stuff to my hand, what does it work with? Technically, Candy Trail, you can scry 2 again. It's actually not the worst. It works with all our adventures creatures. You can return them. It gets rid of some negative enchantments. That's true. If I go to Savior, it says 11 creatures. It's 12, sort of 13, 14. 1/1 creatures for 3 aren't the best, but sort of 14 creatures. It's pretty light, admittedly. I guess Brave the Wild's kind of a creature. Not especially, but... and then these are like half creatures, I guess, in this deck. It's a cool deck. It's worth a try here. So we have pretty even on green and white, and then, yeah, the black splash. We'll give this a try. It's an interesting deck. Getting 2 Aries is kind of cool, so we'll see what we can do with it. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, well, we got a great turn 1 here. We'll do a turn 1 Sprawl for black mana. And then we can do a turn 2 Sweet Tooth Witch. And this is food too, so that's cool. Gingerbread actually works with that too. I like it. All right, so we'll go this and get the witch. So we'll take it. So I can attack into that and play the guide. I'm willing to trade. And I can get 2 permanents next turn. If he attacks with the Savior, which I probably would. All right. Do I have a way to get around that? I can't remember. I feel like I might. Oh, well, I can kill the mice and then make a food. It's not bad. Otherwise, another option is Brave the Wilds, get a land. So Brave, get another white, play land, and then I still have 4 mana. Yeah, and then I can do Hunter plus make a food or play Gingerbread. Maybe Gingerbread makes more sense. So we'll do Brave. We don't need to bargain. Oh, I guess I can't sack a creature though, right? Artifact, enchantment, or token. Well, getting the 3/3 is actually a big deal. Maybe I'll sack the food. Oh, but I don't know if I want the land to... Well, maybe it's not a bad idea. Getting a 3/3 is not a bad idea. And then we'll take another white. And then we'll go white. And we'll go Hunter. Kill this. And then we can do... I don't need to play Gingerbread, so... we can attack for 6 here. It puts us slightly ahead on the race here too. So we got a 3/4 vigilance now. Well, it seems like a good time to play the Hunter. And we can get the Gingerbread too. And can't be blocked. Oh, I don't have the mana to pay for that. Not a free ability. Could double block it. I think I'll take it. Alright, so we can do Collector's Vault. We can get more food. We do Knight with the Sweet's Revenge. Let's see. This will give us 2 food, but I don't have. I guess I'm only 1 mana away from being able to activate this, so that's not that bad. Two cards left. All right, we're at 6 life. So I can do this scavenger here too. And I can do collector's vault. Oh yeah, I can. That's awesome. Well, let's play the 3/2 then. There we go. And then I can sack a food. Block with the scavenger. So I should have actually activated it first. That was my fault. Alright, so that gives us another blocker. We can do the vault instead, which might not be a bad idea. But getting another blocker is pretty good too, so we can do that for now. Wish I could attack or block with the guide. I mean, we're not that far off from killing him with the Sweet Tooth Witch, too. Which is kind of cool. Double block here. Could triple block, but then they get to kill 2 things. So I think I'll just double block. Oh, I needed to triple block. That was my mistake. I forgot he's got onboard stuff. Oh, plus he has that too, yeah. Yeah, huge mistake. So I think we'll sack a food maybe to gain life now. Because this is not a winnable race and I'm going to lose 2 things. Yeah, it's a tough spot. Yeah, big mistake there, unfortunately. So I can do keep guard. Don't have the mana to activate it though, because I only have 1 white. Could also do collector's vault, but I currently have just 2 enchantments. Okay. Otherwise I pitch it to vault. I don't know if that's actually better though. I think we're just gonna play the keep guard. Pass. I mean, at least gives us a chump block while we, I guess, hang out. I can still use Collector's Vault, just create a treasure. It's not the worst. Knight of Sweet's Revenge still pumps twice, but you can only activate it as a sorcery, so it's not even like a card I can use defensively here. Let's see. So I think we'll just block here. And then gain some life. All right. So we'll do this and sack of food. Yeah, we can definitely keep that. So we'll sack the food. Get the 2/2. So we can chump here. So we'll return and get a food and a chump blocker. And let's see, sack the food. And then I can tap 2 things, but at least maybe we can start blocking. So I can draw off of this. I can play the guide, or can I not play the guide? Guess I can't. All right. Made some poor decisions this game, unfortunately, but I'll try and pay some closer attention in the next one. I just haven't played in a few weeks, so I'm pretty rusty. I made a poor blocking decision that was unfortunately pretty costly. So we'll see you for the next one. All right, game 2. We don't have any green mana, but I think I'm still going to risk this. Because if I get a green mana, at least I have access to all 3 colors. Oh, that's a good draw. So that can at least maybe jump me to a turn 4 hunter. We don't really want to attack because we're not. We're supposed to win in the late game, even though we just lost in the late game in the last one. The opponent played to exactly what our game plan was and still beat us, so that's never a good sign. At least at worst we have a Collector's Vault play next turn. That's pretty good. Oh, it's kind of a suboptimal play there for my opponent. All right, let's do the Vault. Draw another card here. Right now, it seems like the Tracker is the one that's going to get axed. Yeah. And then I can at least play Candy Trail. Find some more lands or whatever else I need. Oh, yeah, I'm cool with drawing back-to-back lands, actually. All right, so we got that. Could drop the Hunter. Could drop the Guide. I'm drawing another land next turn. I think Guide makes the most sense. It doesn't make me sack a treasure. Keeps me still able to use Puny Snack. All right, so we can go land, return. Could make a food and a human, but yeah, it's not bad. Or I can sack Candy Trail. No. Yeah, we can make the 2 tokens and use the Hunter. But then that keeps me off 6. But I still kind of want to use Bear Down, I think. Maybe not. We got 2 cards left in their hand. Oh, well, I get 2 permanents without getting a human, don't I? Yeah. So we'll get the black mana. Yeah. The food. So this 2 more non-land permanents. Oh. Turns out that's a land. Bummer. Well. Alright, let's just use the Hunter then and get the Witch now. Sweet, don't attack. So if I draw another land now, I have enough to do Hunter plus sack Candy Trail, which is kind of cool. So Utopia Sprawl. Still could do the Vanguard. I think we'll just play the Hunter for now. And I actually want to... Oh. Got 2 permanents, but I kind of want to save this as a permanent for Guide. So I'm going to hold off this turn. At least the Griffin doesn't have Vigilance. Sheesh. Alright, so we could do... I mean, we can just play this as a fatty. Maybe we don't need it as removal. Alright. So we'll just leave up mana for Candy Trail and Scavenger. So I can blow up the Porridge, which I think I will, especially since they can't use it. And then I can use Vault. So I can use Vault first, but 36, yeah, I like that. So we'll ditch the white mana, get the treasure, and we'll go land. Yeah, I'm still okay playing land. We'll Vanguard and blow up the Porridge, I think. And then I can attack for 5. Guess I can attack with the Scavenger too if I want. I mean, I'm kind of winning the race right now, so. Kill the Griffin. Alright, we'll pass. So now we can sack food, sack trail. And they have another Griffin they can't get back, so that's cool. So we'll sack this to gain life and draw. Well, 3, 6, 7, 8. So I can use Vault and still cast Vanguard too. Oh, there you go. That's cool. So then we'll do the Airy. And then we can attack with both of these. Okay, they're double blocking there. So I can deal 5 to them, 3, but I haven't played a land this turn, so I could just play the Vanguard off the treasure. So I think I'd prefer to do that. We still gain the life and get the Airy, so yeah. All right, we'll see you for the next one. Okay, it's a good hand. I mean, we've got one of our Griffin Aries, and we've got the guide that is a cool part of this deck too in the synergy, so I like it. We even get to scry turn 2. That's cool too. I like that. Sprawl's good. Lets us get our black mana, lets us scry next turn, ramps towards Vanguard. So, yeah, let's play Sprawl and Scry. Guess we want to do it on a forest here. So we'll bottom that one. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess technically we need another land, but that's all right. Ooh, nice value. So let's blow up the let's blow that up. Too much value to be had there. And then we'll scry. Oh, that's cool. So next turn I still think we want to cast the guide, I'm guessing. Haven't quite figured out how we get 2 permanents next turn, but this has reach as well. But I can still gain life. It's non-land permanents too. Important to note. All right, let's just do the Vanguard now. They have the kill spell, so be it. All right. Oh, maybe I was supposed to do the... Yeah, that would have made more sense. I didn't do that correctly. Sorry, guys. I'm really, obviously very, very rusty. I took too much time off and I'm playing very rusty now. So we'll do the beanstalk here. No, I don't really want to use my black mana actually. Yeah, I want to keep that. And we can play it. And use it. Guess I can attack with the guide. I'll use this. Could play the land. I think I can play everything in my deck now though, so might be better to have the Collector's Vault fodder. I do have a lot of enchantments. So the Keep Guard can get double pumped. That's pretty good. Alright, so we can play the Witch, get the food, make another Airy. I like that. Yeah, I don't see any reason to not do that. I can use the Vault still as well. I can threaten the attack with the Keep Guard, but I'm just going to be patient here because we already have the Airy. Alright, then we'll do the Witch. Alright, I think I actually will play land now, and then we'll sack the food and get another token. Oh, maybe, yeah, actually, I needed to gain the life to get the Airy, so it's a little bit at odds with Sweet Tooth Witch, but that's alright. They didn't sack though, interestingly. Ooh, Nightly Valor, there's a good one. So I guess it makes the most sense on the Vanguard. And hopefully they don't have removal. Oh, plus we get to draw, cool. That's cool. So, Keep Guard. Currently I can pump once and it gets plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 7. So they still can kill it. So I think that means we'll just continue to be patient here and get the food now. Wait for that second Griffin Airy. So are we gaining life this turn? Yeah. 6, 8 we have. So I can play the Airy and still double pump Keep Guard. So I'm kind of okay with that. Bottom land. I think I'll pump Keep Guard first. And I'll attack with the Keep Guard. Guess I can play a Scavenger, but yeah, probably sack the food here and get the 2 tokens. Sure. So Celebrant, I can return a non-land permanent, which means I could return the Beanstalk, or I could get the Sweet Tooth Witch. Probably the Witch makes the most sense. Don't need the Brave, but Glutton obviously is good enough. Unless, is there something I want to sack to the Brave? I don't think so. So replay the Witch. And we'll sack another food. And next turn, I think we can start smashing with some Griffins. Although they have the Slinger, so they actually have decent blocks still. We might be able to just smash team, though. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that, actually. All right. And we can do the Glutton for full cost. So I'll just smash with everything first, I think. They have 4 blockers, so. Oh. Yeah, sandbag land for, I guess, vault value. All right. Cool. Got to go off with Airy at least once. See you for the next one. It's a good hand. I really like Candy Trail a lot. Seems like you get a lot for 1 mana. Ooh, Elusive Otter, but they didn't want to do Grove's Bounty, huh? Well, it's got Prowess, so maybe they're just going to go off that way. So I do have some synergy here, I suppose. Hey, there's the combo piece we need. I guess we can ditch Plains. Probably don't need that. See if it gets countered here. All right, well, that's cool. So I could just sack the trail next turn. I lose out on, doesn't make the best use of mana, but it does net me a Griffin. I'm kind of more on board with just casting Celebrants, returning Trail, scrying 2. Just keep the scry train going, get a 3/2. I like both of those. Problem is, if I do return from the wilds and ramp, I don't have to ramp. I could just get the human and the food. Ramp seems better than a 1/1 most of the time, but I want to draw Nightly Valor, but next turn it doesn't do me a lot of good. Well, actually, yeah. And then next turn that actually seems fine. Because next turn I can go Beanstalk, Candy Trail. Candy Trail's a little bit of a waste since I kept both cards on top, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. Taps it too, huh? Oh. Really going all in. Alright. So we'll do land, Beanstalk, and then we can do Candy Trail and Scry for full value here. So Witch and Hunter, I mean I want both of these cards, and we do have our black mana, right? So I can kill something, the Hunter, at some point, hopefully. I only have to sack 2 for that, right? So next turn I can kill something plus sack this and get a Griffin. All right, seems good enough. All right, so I can hold up the Hunter because it's instant speed, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty good actually. We can go land, sack Candy Trail, gain 3, get a Griffin, draw a card. Leave up Puny Snack. Or I could play the Witch. Witch isn't bad either, actually. Yeah, I kind of like that. Because I get a food for next turn. And yeah, I think this is good. I don't leave up Puny Snack now, but they need to play 2 permanents to get Pie Wielder going. If they do give a double strike, I might just jump with Celebrant. I have a food. I can ramp with Return from the Wilds if I really want. Alright, they did get the 2 cards, but it's not the end of the world. We'll trade with the Otter if they attack with it. Oh, I see. Guess I can double block here. So I take 4 for this, but I have food, so this actually seems worth it. Alright, so we got more food. So I can do the Nightly Valor, but I don't know if I want to do that. Probably makes the most sense to just... So is this permanently tapped or... Okay. So I can do return as well. If I do return, I can't. I think the play is probably just sack the food, leave up the puny snack. All right, so we have the Brute now. Can just play the Hunter. Draw. Make food. Get in for 2 here. All right. Ooh, guide is good too for that extra life gain. So we can do the hunter now. I mean, we can just valor, and hunter can just start smashing. It's also good. Good options all around here, but I want to gain some life, so I feel like the guide is ultimately the best, which probably means maybe guide plus brute. I don't have enough to guide plus sack food, but I do have enough to do return, so I guess we'll do return. And we'll get a second white. Get the food, and we'll sack the food. And we'll get in for 2 because they don't have any reach. All right. So play the land, we're up to 7. If we do the Valor, we draw a Beanstalk too, which is good. I want to gain life here as well. We do have the food for that. And I do have 7. So I guess the best play is probably Knightly Valor, one of our big flyers. Draw the card. Get in here. Sack the food, get another Griffin. All right, so we go land. We go guide. Scavenger for food, and get in for 6, and then we'll sack food. All right, see you for the next one. All right, this is a good hand. We got everything we need here. So we do turn 1 food. Turn 2 Airy. Turn 3 it might be Return from the Wilds. Yeah, because then we fix and ramp. It's pretty good. Yeah, because then we can start doing some other cool stuff here, which plus sack of food next turn. It's pretty good. Or scavenger. Sack food's pretty good too. Yeah. They both return pretty well too. All right. I have Sweet's Revenge, so we can do Tracker plus Sack of Food. It's pretty good. And we can get in as well. We do have 6, so we can even do Night, Sweet's Revenge plus Sack and get another token, which isn't bad. Or I can do Witch. Huh. Yeah, that maybe makes more sense. Get the Celebrant down too. It's the best use of mana. I mean, that's fine. We're still winning the race, which is nice. So now we can, for 4 here. So we can do Knight plus Witch. And we gotta be borderline lethal with Knight of the Sweet's Revenge, because all of our guys are getting +2/+2. That is lethal. Still just getting aggressive, huh? All right. All right, see you for the next one. Yeah, we can keep this a little bit on the slow side, but we'll make do. It's a nice turn too. It's a nice turn 3. All right, so we'll do return and probably just do this and ramp. Nice one. Beautiful turn 4. All right, so we can go this, and we can at least do guide and keep guard. And I guess the hope now is that Knightly Valor on a guide is good enough to get us there. Just in case it pumps, I guess I'll chump here. All right, well, that's cool. So we'll go land, get the Valor. We get 2 permanents, so we even get to get some value here. Gain some life, which is nice. So they do have a food to sack, so I can't really block the Greta. I can tolerate that. Obviously, we have to block everything here. Oh, they can only activate as a sorcery, so that's cool. That actually works out. It's an odd choice. All right. So we do Sweet Tooth or Witch, and then we get 2 tokens, get him with the guide again. And then I think we hold off on the stock because I can get 2 more permanents next turn. Oh, they're digging. That's a good sign. All right. So we can block the Monstrosity and double block this. They can sack food, draw a card, and lose a life, but I think we just double block the Greta. Block here. So I don't really need to sack the food now, just in case of Airy draw or something. Or Brave the Wilds. I don't really need to do that though. So let's do up the Beanstalk. Draw. And we can do Night. Well, I guess I can do Brave the Wild and sack a food. Yeah, it does some deck thing and gives me a 3/3. But I think we'll hold off. I'll just take it. I'm high enough ahead on the life totals here where I can afford to. This has haste, right? Cool. So now I can play a hasty creature. That worked out. So this doesn't trigger this though, but that's all right. So land, well, I guess we just kill him. This doesn't have reach, right? No. Oh, they still have food. Yeah, at least you make them sack it, I guess. And yeah, we still get them pretty good with Brave the Wilds next turn, so that's cool. All right, well, we got there. Oh, I guess we're not quite there yet. It's probably still better to have the surprise attacker with the Brave the Wilds. I think so. All right. Cool. See you for the next one. All right. Got a good keep here. Yeah. Keep guard into sprawl. Well, maybe it makes more sense to do the sprawl into... Well, we're missing out on the... Yeah, that's too good to pass up. Sprawl into turn 2, return from the wilds. Food plus ramp, I like that. So I guess we already have the swamp, so I guess we'll get a second white mana. Alright, so we can go black mana, return, and get these two. We'll get, I guess, another green now. And next turn we can go Airy plus sack that. That's pretty good. Guess we can even do keep guard Airy sack that. That's really nice. Bottom land. Sack. Four color. Maybe 5 color, who knows? Already looks like an exciting deck. Oh. Alright. So Beanstalk, see what we draw here. Ah, man. We'll still keep it, but... Alright, so we'll go land. Get in with flyer. They don't have any reach. We'll go food and scavenger. Take 2. Seems pretty good. All right. Ooh, second Aries, nice. So you can go land, Griffin, scavenger. Sack food. Mm. Mm. Double removal turn seems pretty good. Ooh, beautiful. Nice one. So, guess we just hard cast a glutton here. They can exile it, I guess, but can't really hold off either. Plus, card draw is obviously good too. So we'll triple block. I mean, they're at 10, but they have block, block, more cards in hand too. I mean, I can't kill them next turn, so I guess we do block. Triple green too, huh? Nice one. When it dies, put a number of plus and plus counter equal to its power on each creature you control. Wow, that's pretty good. So guess I sack, get some more food here. Jeez. That sure seems strong. Just block like that. I'm gonna end up with a pretty big dude. Wonder if I have to. Kind of feel like I have to block all the triplets, but I don't want that to get flying either. Huh. I wonder if we just double block here. And then maybe block here and take 9. Alright, so it was more than that. Gruff Triplet seems like a pretty strong card. All right, see you for the next one. All right, good hand here. Well, let's do the Vigil first. Oh, could sack Vigil to get that Glutton out earlier. That's cool. Spear card has Ace, so you actually can block it. I'm willing to trade this for a Ratter. Oh, we get the Guide next turn. That's pretty sweet. Potential setup for the Glutton. Unexpected. All right, let's do Guide. I guess we'll attack with the 2/2 again in case they have removal or something. It's a lot of rats. Merry Bards. Guess I can take this. All right. So now we can do this and sack Vigil. Get rid of those. Gain 3. So we're not really gaining life here, but that's all right. I'm gonna take it just because they might have something when it's damaged. I'd rather just swing with a huge dude. They might have the, if it took damage, you know what I'm saying. Alright, and what does this do again? Oh, it's got first strike on their turn. Alright, that's fine. So we can do Vault plus Witch. Turn on our guide. Yeah, that's actually fine. Let me do the Witch. And then we'll gain some life here too. So we'll get him for 9. Go to 16. So if they have the +2/+1 team, we're gonna block their biggest dudes anyway, so. You do have food still, so I gotta keep that in mind. So let's see, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19. So even if I block her out, if they have the pump, I still die unless I chump here. So I'm going to chump here and assume they have it. Plus they could just sack the food too to the witch, so I think this makes more sense. So I can do return, get a chump blocker plus a food, plus sack it to gain life. They still die. Oh, never mind. That's right. Never discount the food. So I blocked the Ratter because if they have the pump, they can only deal 13 currently. According to my math. But they don't have it, so it doesn't really matter. Use the vault to ditch the... Although we have the food here too, I guess, huh? I suppose we could trade a 1/1 for a rat. One's not doing us a lot of good here. Yeah, we'll block here. So take 6. Actually going to use this. I suppose we can ditch that. So I can use the vault and still sack my 2 food. So I can blow up the roll or the food. They have to double block here. Guess you blow up the food. Another close one. All right. See you for the next one. All right. We'll keep this. There's no white mana, but Candy Trail. Hopefully we can scry into it here. Ideally. Or draw into it. Either way. I mean, we basically bottom non-planes. I'm going to keep both of these, I think, though. Could have gotten rid of one, but I don't mind having them. Nice one. If I do the Airy... I think we do Vigil. We're trying to buy some time here. Next turn I can do Airy plus Scavenge Food. Alright, so we'll go land, Airy. I guess it can attack. Sure. And then we'll go food. base for a creature or basic land reveal, put in your hand. Wow, it seems really strong. So let's see. Probably need the guide to start get the life gain going at this point. All right, so I think we need to do return, and get a 1/1 and a food, and you can attack for 3. So we're gonna get the Airy, so then maybe we can sack the trail, but then we don't. It's only at the beginning of our end step, huh? Well, I may need to sack the food anyway, we'll see. Nice one. Make it a 4/4/2. Nice. Super strong. All right. Trample, no trample there. So let's sack this. All right. So we can chump the 4 and we take 13. All right, so Hunter, not quite gonna do it. Do have some food. So we can do Scavenger, but then we can only sack 1 food. But technically, no, it's not enough to keep us alive because they can make the 4/4. So we need 2 blockers, which means we can do Scavenger plus Keep Guard and then leave up a food. All right, I guess that'll have to do. So we'll block Cookie. All right, so we block Tough Cookie. We block 4/4. We block 3/4. And we sack food. And go to 1. Oh, I guess I should have sacked that on my turn. Whoops, that was a mistake. All right, so can't blow anything up, can't gain life, can't do that. I have 6, can't do that, can't do that. Looks like it is GG's. All right. So we ended up going 6-3. Pretty awesome deck. It was a lot of fun. I mean, the only games we lost were game 1 where I made a bad blocking mistake. Another game where I feel like, didn't they just roll over us? Oh yeah, it was just like a bunch of rares that we couldn't beat. And then this one where they just steamrolled. No chance of recovering too fast. So all in all, pretty awesome deck performance, I would say. All right, Extraordinary Journey, bunch of words. Enters, exile a bunch of creatures. They can play them as long as they're exiled. You draw a card. Okay, I see. So they cast from exile and you get to draw. Two-headed hunter gets double strike. It has menace. Light blade's removal. What would I take here? Extraordinary Journey is pretty cool. It's a good way to like clear the way too, late game. I do like Ginger Brute. Vampiric Rites is cool. It's a good throwback card. Two-headed hunter is very good. Give double strike and it's also an efficient menace creature. It's really strong. Candy Grapples removal. All sorts of good choices here. This is pretty clunky. I could see Hunter versus Grapple. Probably the Hunter just because it's a win con too. Win con combat trick. It's pretty excellent. Alright, I have seen the Crown of Winter before. It's a great card. Probably first picking that. Taps things. Randomly can draw off of it. Yeah, I'd take the Crown. Begin upkeep if opponent controls 3 more creatures. Sack it. Search your library up to 2 creature cards. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've played against that. That card's really ridiculous. I think I would take that. I mean, yeah, it's tough to... it's just really good. They can never have more than 2 creatures, or else you just get to sack and get whatever creatures you want and put them on the battlefield. They would never print a card like that today. It's way too strong. So you take that. The Dread Knight's amazing too, but you take Defense of the Heart just because it's so good. All right, Spellbook Vendor's a great card. I think it's an easy first pick. Cut-in's good. Removal, and Howling Galefang is pretty sweet too. But easy Spellbook Vendor card's just amazing. Would have been good for this deck if we'd gotten to play that first pick. All right, Vinestalk turns into a 5/5, so whenever it attacks, makes something else a 3/3. That's a sweet card. I haven't seen that one. Graceful Takedown is some removal. It's hard to go wrong with a fixer that's also a win con. A land that's a win con and fixes for 2 colors. I think I would just take it. It seems really good. It's also a supported archetype that I really haven't played too much, but the end costs 2 less if your life total is 5 or less. Exile creature planeswalker. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, or library. Well, you're not going to run into the same name too often. But at worst, it's a exile creature planeswalker instant speed for 4, which is pretty good. So I could see taking that. Yeah, you probably just take it. Food Fight, so you can sack artifacts to deal damage to any target equal to 1 plus the number of permanents named Food Fight you control. That's kind of weird. Probably only going to have 1 Food Fight. So you can fling things at targets, though, which is kind of good if you have enough. It's an interesting card. Is it worth first picking? Well, Party Crasher is pretty good for an aggro deck. Yeah, basically, yeah, you can make Ash pretty big. You could see doing that. Probably do Ash. Less of a build around the Food Fight, although it is 2 color. Yeah, I don't know. Could do Stab Wound too, but try out Ash maybe. See if it works out. All right, Hardened Scales. Well, what's the +1/+1 counter deck in this? One of the rolls does it, but I don't know. I did almost lose the Song of Toad and Gnats, so I could see taking this. It's pretty cool. Make a bunch of rats. It's hard to go wrong with this because they all have haste. Yeah, I'd go with Song. That's a fun card. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one. MVPs of the deck. Someone wanted me to mention that. MVPs. All right. Gingerbread Hunter was awesome. Knightly Valor won a game. Hamlet Glutton was amazing. I guess Knight of the Sweet's Revenge did win 1 game. Obviously, Griffin area, the build around was fun. Love Candy Trail. Up the Beanstalk's dirty, even when you don't have much support for it. I love Collector's Vault. So this format seems to have a lot of good just utility cards, regardless of what archetype you're in. They're just super good, like Collector's Vault and stuff like that. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you for the next one.